Hi there, welcome to TapToDev. On this platform, we learn how to build mobile applications. And in this tutorial video, we'll be building a chat app using React Native Expo. Then we use Convex as the backend. Then we use Native for styling. Okay, so if you're new to this channel or this is the first time of visiting this channel, kindly do us a favor by subscribing and liking and sharing, and also share. Okay, so this is our first video and we'll be coming up with videos of such nature. So kindly stay tuned by subscribing so that you get notified whenever we post a new video. Okay, so let me give you an overview of what we are going to be building today. Okay, so there's only one way to sign in, that's by Google. Okay, so I'll just click here, continue with Google and sign in. Okay. So we use Clerk. Also, let me also mention we use Clerk for the sign-in, right? Or for user management and authentication. Yeah, we log in and this is the home page, and we also have the about page here, right? Okay. So okay, let me go to the about. So you can see the about, you can see the information of the user. You can also change the theme here, right? By clicking on this, it will change to system theme, and from system theme to dark, right? Okay, so yeah, so this is it. So I'll change it to light. So we have the user profile here, and if I click on edit, I can edit my profile, and this is my profile, right? So I will not edit it, I'll go back. I can also even change the image, but I will not change it. I'll bring my phone screen so that I'll also see we can test the app and see if it does work. Okay, so I'm logged in on my phone also here, right? Okay, so let me make it also big. Then I'll drag this one here a little. Okay, so yeah, so as you can see here, I have more charts here than here, right? Okay, so if I click on this, right? Okay, so it will open the chart, which is this phone right here. Okay, great. And if you just click on this dot here, and you can add them to your contact, right? So by clicking on add to contact, that is where you see, so has already been added, right? So that's where you see their stories, or yeah, I should say, right? Okay, so here you can even click on new chat and search for new users, right? So if you want to search, you just have to type maybe their username, their full name, or whatever name, or I think contact number or email, right? So this one here is this first one, so I just click on that, right? And if the chat already exists, it will not create a new one, it will just open it. Okay, great. So you see we have the chat already. Okay, so if I go back here, I can even also upload stories, right? If I click on this here, I don't know if you have any image on this emulator, right? Okay, so I have one here, so I just have to select it, right? Okay, we can edit it or resize it here, right? Crop it to whatever size you want. Okay, crop, and let's see, it's loading. Okay, so we're also using Convex, right, storage, so it will be uploaded to Convex storage. Okay, great. So let's see that it gets uploaded, and let's see if we also see it here. So Convex has real-time database, so let's see if it pops up here without refreshing. And as you can see, it's here, right? Yeah, that's this one. Okay, so this is my story, and this one here. And if I click on the story here, I can see, yeah, the story here. Okay, so welcome to TapToDev. So don't forget to like and subscribe, right? And as you can see, so you can see that there's a loader here, right? Okay, I think my emulator, the Android Studio, is taking a lot of computational resource, so yeah, there are a little bit of lagging, so but don't worry. So but if you can see that there is here, and there's yeah, a timer. When it finishes, it closes. Okay, great. So let me open this chat and send a text and say hello, and let's see, click on send, and you can see immediately it's here, right? Okay, so if I also click here and I also say hello here, also hello here, and send. Let's see. Yeah, it's also here, right? Okay, so you can just chat, how are you? And you can see it immediately here. Okay, so just say, please subscribe to our channel. And I can even add an emoji here, right? Great. And it's here. I can also send a file by clicking on this attachment icon, right? And select the file that I want to send. Okay, you can also resize it, right? We can also even remove this feature if we don't want. Okay, so you can see the spinner here, right? Or the loader here, meaning the icon is uploading. And as you can see here, it has been scrolled automatically. And now the user have it here. And when I click on it, it opens for me to view the image, right? Okay, it's also here. Now you can see the image icon even here. If I send a test from also here, right? You can see the preview. If I send a test here, it will change automatically to the last one. Okay, so yeah, this is what we are going to do, right? Okay, so don't forget, as I said, don't forget to like and subscribe. And as I told you, it also has a nice dark theme which takes effect on all pages. Okay, so all these are just some dummy data that we have. Let's get into it. Welcome back. Okay, so to get started, let me give you a little bit of crash course on React Native. Okay, so we're going to use React Native, which is a JavaScript framework, right? Okay, so if you know about React, right, you can just bring that idea here, right? And it runs on Windows, mobile, that is cross-platform, Android and iOS, right? Okay, it says that create a native app for Android, iOS, and more using React, right? Okay, so we just use React and we can get our app running. Okay, so how do we even get started? Okay, it says that get a head start with the framework, and they recommend we using Expo, right? Okay, so to build a new app with React Native, we recommend a framework like Expo. So we'll be using Expo. Okay, great. So, but however, if you also want to use the bare React Native, that's pretty fine. And in React Native, let's go to components here, right? Okay, so you can also just click on get started and it will bring you here where we have, I think I should have just clicked on get started here. Okay, get started. Okay, so, and here it is. Okay, so to get started, and as they said, so yeah, framework like Expo, right? So we'll be using Expo. Okay, and to get started, as I said, you can use a framework Expo, or we can even use the bare React Native. So if you want to use bare React Native, you can also follow the command. So to create the app is just pretty simple using Expo. With this command, and we just create a new app, and they're saying just continue with Expo. Okay, so in here, there in React Native, there are components that we use, unlike in web where we use the divs. You know, here we use a little bit of different thing here. Okay, so the basic components here, it's what view, test, you know, image, test input, scroll view, and style sheet. Okay, so a view, right? The view, it's one of the most fundamental. So if you click on it, it tells you that it's one of the fundamental component for building a UI. So view is just a container, right? It's just a container that support layout within what flexbox and the styling. So like you use div in web. So here we'll not use div, but we'll use a view. So think of it like that. Okay. Okay, so we can also go back, and the other ones are like test, and basically test is also for displaying test, right? So like you use a paragraph tag, right? In React Native, or yes, here, all tests must go inside the text, right? All tests that you want to display, you must put it inside this, an image, as you know, to display images, and test input are to accept user input, right? And the scroll view, it's also another form of a container like the view, but this time it has the ability to scroll, right? So it has a scrolling ability, right? Okay. And also the style sheet for styling it, right? Similar to CSS style sheet. However, we'll be using native one. So there are other components like the bottom, the switch, right? List, right? So list view, if you want to display a list of items, when you use some a flat list or section list, right? And there are also some Android APIs, right? And there are also some things which are only on iOS. Okay, so these are some of the things, right, that we have. And as we go through, if there be any other thing, okay, so you can also see from here, there are other ones like, so as I told you, bottom, there's also something like activity indicator, right? Activity indicator, so like this, right? So like loaders, right? Okay, so flat list, which will give you a list of items, right? You can show a list of items in it. There are other ones, right? Okay, so they are here, like pressable, which is also another form of a button. Okay, and touchable opacity, which is also another form of a button. But one has an effect. When you click on it, you can see that ripple effect, right? Okay, and I think the pressable don't have such. Where is pressable? Okay, here, pressable. Okay, so the pressable, you just press on it. It doesn't have the ripple effect like that of the touchable opacity. Okay, so there's that kind of opacity when you touch, and there's also a modal here where you can just, yeah, let me click on this and see a modal, right? So like we have modals on here. You can also have modal. Okay, so yeah, we'll be using Expo. So let's go here. You can just create an account, or you can even start without an account. It's not an issue here. So you can just sign up for free, or you can just read the docs. So let's go to the docs. Okay, so that is Expo, and to get started, we just need to run this command. So I can just copy this. Okay, so I'll open okay, I'll be using Cursor, so you can use any editor of choice. And I've created a folder on my computer, so I'm just going to drag the folder inside here. You can create any folder wherever you want to put it. So here, this is what we have. I'll close this. So as you can see, it has nothing in it. So I'll just open my terminal. Okay, and I'll just paste the command that we copied. Okay, so okay, so here, and because I want it in this same directory, I'll just put /, right, to install it in the same. I don't want to create a new folder, so I'll just press on enter, and let's go through the setup. Okay, so as you can see, it's creating the app. Yeah, now it is installing the packages, right? Okay, so like we run npm install. Okay, so let's wait for it to finish. Okay, so whilst it's loading now, I'll also make sure I have my emulator here. You can also use your phone. You just need to download Expo Go app, right? On your phone, just download the Expo Go app. So just go to the Play Store or the App Store and just download Expo Go app. Okay, so let me show you how it looks like. The Expo Go app. Okay, the Android Studio can take a lot of resource. So if it doesn't work, I'll switch to my phone. Okay, so you can see this one, Expo Go app. Okay, great. Okay, so whilst it is loading, maybe we can just switch back to, as I said, we're going to use native wind, Tailwind CSS. Okay, so the Tailwind for styling, we need to use something called native wind. Native wind. So with the help of this native wind, we'll be able to use Tailwind. So it says that, do you like using Tailwind CSS to style your apps? Okay, so this native wind will help you to do that in React Native, right? Okay, so what we can do is that we just need to go to installation here. Just click on installation, and it's saying that, okay, so are you using Expo 50, SDK 50 plus or 49, or using different framework, or even Next.js? You can even use it in Next.js, but we are using Expo 50 plus, right? We're using Expo SDK 52, right? Okay, 53 is out, but we're using 52 for now. Okay, so we'll just select this, and we just need to click on this command, right? Copy it. Okay, let's switch back and see. Okay, it's still installing. Okay, so how did I know that we're using Expo SDK 52? Okay, so if I bring this thing down, okay, so you can just see Expo here that it is 52.0.46, right? Okay, so that is Expo SDK 52 we're using. Okay, and we're using okay, so this package still uses React 18. Okay, no problem. I think we can manage with that. So you can see that I have suggestions that we can upgrade to React 19.1. We can also use React DOM 19.1. Yeah, but I think we can be good to go. Okay, so it has been installed. Okay, so we can test if our app is running by running npx expo start, npx expo start. Okay, and let's see the project. Then we come to this. Okay, so if you entered an app name, right? If you you entered a different app name, you have to cd into the app, right? Or cd into that directory before you can run it. But because I install it in the same directory, there's no need to cd into it again, right? Okay, great. Or you can just simply open that new folder in your code editor, and that should be fine. Okay, so let's wait. Okay, when it's the first time, it takes a little bit of time when compiling. Okay, so if you want to use your device, right, that's your phone, you just need to, as the instruction is just here, just open your Expo Go app and click on the scan QR code, right? Or you also use the camera on iOS and just scan this QR code, right? Okay, and if you're also using emulator like this, you just need to press A, right? So if I press A inside the terminal, make sure you click inside the terminal and you press A. So when you press A, it should open the emulator, right? Okay, so all the instructions are here. So he says that we're using Expo Go. So I'll just press on A. Okay, so you can see that's opening on Android. Okay, so if you're also on iOS, you can just press on, I think I. Yeah, I think the command is also I to open it in the simulator. Okay. Okay, so maybe whilst this loading, we can go through. So you can see if you are familiar with React, you should be familiar with also this, right? So we have the TS config, right, which contains configurations of, TypeScript, right, configurations here. Okay, we also have the README file you should be aware, which contains, instructions or, okay, so you also have the README file here. We also have the package.json, which contains all the setup, right? So you have the app name here, right? You have the main entry point, you have the version, you have the various scripts. So the start command is here. We also have the reset project to reset our project. Okay, there's also, all of these are here. Okay, and these are the dependencies that we have, as well as the dev dependencies here. Okay, and yes, this is also a log file for the packages. And one important file is the app.json, right? So the app.json is, you see that the app name here. Okay, so when we close, when open our Expo Go, you see this app name there, which should be like the display name, right? So if you want to change the display name, you can change it here. And also the Slack is, I think, a unique identifier for your app. There's a version and there's orientation. That's the default orientation is portrait. And if you also want to change the icon of your app, that's here. You can change it from here. And this is also the schema. So maybe you can say chat app. Right. Okay. So, I mean, relevant for deep linking, right? So, yeah. So maybe I can just say this, and the user interface, and all these things are here. So it says supported tablet, and the new architecture, it's by default enabled. So if you also want to set different icon for the foreground and the background color for Android, you can also do it here. Okay. So these are the things that you can do from here. And even if you also want to set a splash screen, you can also set it here, like this one that is loading here, right? You can change it from here, because here, if you go inside the asset images, then you should see that there is so asset and images, you should see that there's a splash icon here, right? Good. So you can change it here, and pretty much that is it. Okay. Did I change anything in it? Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, so so that is it. And there's also some scripts here, script tag. So there's a reset script where we can just reset this project to default, right? Barest minimum, where we will not have anything. We just remove everything and start from scratch. There are also some hooks. Okay, there are constants, there are components here, and there are images and assets here. And this is where our app goes into, right? Okay, so here, that's where we'll be working, and everything will go inside this folder here. Okay, so Android emulator is taking more time than expected. Okay, so maybe I might switch to my phone. Okay, so I switched to my phone, and as you can see, so this is the app, right? Okay, so it says welcome. You can just go here, right? Okay, great. And as I told you, we'll be working inside this app here. So we are inside here. If I go to here and I do some changes, let's see that if it does work. So I'm just going to say, welcome to TapToDev. Okay, so if I save it, let's see if it does show up here immediately. So once I save it, you can see that it's here immediately. Okay, so yeah, so we're going to use this. So before we do that, before we do the other setup, let us just reset our app. Okay, so I'll open the terminal here, stop it from running. Okay, and as per the instruction in the README file, you can just refer to it, right? It says that you can reset your app by running this, right? When you just run this command, it should reset your app. Okay, so let's put it and see. Okay, it says it's asking you, do you want to choose? So I'm just going to say yes. So now you can see that it's been reset. Now we only have these two files, right? Which basically has like almost like empty thing, right? Okay, so if I run the app again, I say nps expo start. Okay, we should see that now all of these things should go away, and it has been placed in this example file, right? So if you still need to refer to it, you can refer to it, but I think I will remove it because I don't need it again. So since I have the app open, I can just press on R to reload it, right? Okay, so let's see. Okay. So as you can see, it's now here. Okay, so now let's go and do the native Win setup. So this, I'll just copy this command and come back here. I'll open a new terminal like this. Let me make it big. I think I can stop this from running. Okay, since we're going to change the styles. Okay, and just put it here. And let's go and look at the next thing. The next thing to do is using Expo. So it says that if you're using Expo XDK 50 plus, you need to do this. Oh, my, okay, sorry. I think my bad. I copied something different. Okay, so this was going to create an Expo app with stacks, right? So we've already created the app, so there's no need to use this. So just come to this one and copy this one instead. Okay. Okay, so I will install this. And what is the next thing to do? So set up Tailwind. So you need to run this command init Tailwind CSS, right? Okay. So yeah, so it's installing the native Win. Okay, so native Win has been installed. And now let us init Tailwind. And if you check here, okay, you can see that the Tailwind config file has been created here. Okay, let's go back and okay, so this file has been created and so we need to do this. So we can copy this and just bring it over to place this. Yes. Okay. And here, there's one thing that we need to take note of. Okay. So here it's targeting the app directory like this. So should we want to have any route outside? Okay. So KSI is just giving me a suggestion. Like we want to have components outside, we need to include it. Else it will not take effect. Right. So it says that update it to include all the path. So we are now including components and every file that will be inside the component. Okay. So we can save it. Let's go back. And then now we need to create this global CSS file. So I can create it inside here or wherever you want to put it, just that the path needs to be correct when you import it and put this thing inside. Okay, so here, okay. And now it is that we need to also add Babel preset. So this, let me see if it also exists. So I'll just create this and copy this and put it here. Okay, so now it's where, okay, so here, okay, that's fine. So far, so good. And now modify your metro config, right? So I'm not sure we also have the metro config. Do we? Okay, if we don't, we need to also create it inside the root folder here. Okay, so we just copy this code. If you don't have it, just create it and put this one in here. And now it's saying that we need to now refer to our global.css file. And you can see mine is inside the root file. It's here, right? So just dot slash. If you place it inside the app, then it means dot slash app slash, right? Whatever you place it. Okay, great. And now what again? So inside the app.js, we also need to import this, and I think that's all. And we also modify the app.json. Go to the part where we have web, says bundler should be metro. Okay, so inside the app, let's go to the root file here, and here we can just import. Okay, so Kesa is giving me suggestion, and here, okay, so and this path it's good, true. Okay, so yes, great. So we go back of this, and it is here. Great. And saying now we should also check our app.json and go to where we have web, and see the bundler. It's metro. Okay, so that's pretty fine. And it says that please follow the TypeScript setup. Okay, so since we're using TypeScript, we said we need to create this file, native win-env.d.ts. Okay, so we'll just do it here. Okay, and what we need to do is just put this code inside, and that's all. Okay, so that is all. Okay, so let's run the app again. Oh my goodness, not this. Oh, nps expo start. Okay, I'll close all of these files, and I'll go inside here. Okay, so okay, and I'll just press on R to reload it or refresh it and see. Then we'll try native win and see if it's working. Okay, so okay, so what's loading? Maybe we can just say class name and say bg red of 500. Okay, so here it's here. Now if you want to have this kind of auto completion, and even when you hover over you see this, make sure you go inside your extensions. Okay, extensions, and make sure you have something like there is what's the name? It's Tailwind. Yeah. Okay, I think yes, Tailwind CSS Intelligence. This one, right? It will help you, and also make sure maybe you have something like React. I can just say ES7 plus ES7 plus something like that. Okay, yes, it's this one, which helps you with React readers, React native snippets, right? Okay, so we can be using it. Okay, so I can close these things. Okay, so I think it's loaded. So if I save this, let's see, now we can see background of red, meaning Tailwind it's working. So I can just see test also of white, and test of 5 Excel, font of bold. Okay, now it is working. Great. Okay, so now in the next session, we will begin with our the welcome page.